Told you more. Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner. Classics, non-classics. It's episode number 283. And Doubleshot 214. Okay? Alright. Just want to check something here first. Alright. Okay. First up. Batman Arkham, Killer Croc. Those of you who don't know who created Killer Croc, as a matter of fact, hardly anybody knows unless you look it up. Killer Croc was created by two very awesome guys. The writer who helped create the guy is also the same guy who created the Punisher and Firestorm, Jerry Conway. Yes, and he's created lots of characters over the years. This character is one of his most famous ones alongside with the Punisher, though not many people know that he created this character. The artist who first drew him was Gene Colan. Yes, as in the guy who helped co-create Blade the Vampire Hunter with Marv Wolfman. Yep. Now, this book is like a collection of a lot of like classic, a lot of various Killer Croc stories been published over the course of his 33-year history. As a matter of fact, his first appearance came in April of 1983. So this character this year just turned 33. So, yeah. Now when people think of Jerry Conway, the first character, when we think of characters he created, the first one that comes to mind is the Punisher. Not much for Killer Croc. Like Stan Lee, Jerry Conway has created a lot of characters. So, you might think this is like near the bottom. But no, people know about Killer Croc. Thanks to Batman the Animated Series. Now, the thing about this is that when he first showed up, let's get a good picture of him. When he made his first appearance, he was dressed like this. Yes. But there is a good view of him. Let's see here. It is, let's see, I'm trying to think of there is a comic, there is a panel in here that has a good look of him. Let's see. It's definitely in this issue. Like, yeah, here we go. This is what the character looked like when he first showed up. He had lots of scales. Now, what comics are in this Batman Arkham trade? You have Detective Comics, 525 and 680. 660 and 808 to 810. Batman 358, which is his first full appearance. He made his cameo in 524. 858, 859, 471, 489, 512, 521, and 522. He has villains on one shot from Batman Robin number 23.4 and Joker's Asylum, Killer Croc number 1, and Batman Chronicles number 3. Now Conway wrote the first 3 stories in here. The two of them from Batman, one's from Detective Comics. Batman 471 was written by Alan Grant, and pretty much the rest of the Batman issues are in here. The 1, 2, 3, the other 4 of them are in here are all written by Doug Moak. Yes, Doug Moak actually wrote those issues. The first 660 is written by Chuck Dixon. Chuck Dixon also writes the Batman Chronicles issue. 808 to 810, that's written by Anderson Gabbert. He's not very well known as a Batman writer. As for the artist, 358 is done by Curtis Swan. 25 is done by 320. Detective Comics 525 and 350 and Batman 359 are done by Dan Jurgens, as in the guy who created Booster Gold and Doomsday. 471, the artwork was done by Norm Breyfogle. The late Jim Aparo did Batman 489. Detective Comics 660 is done by Jim Ballant, as the guy who does Tor at Witch the Black Rose. 512 of Batman was done by Mike Gustafs. Sorry I mispronounced your name. And the other 2 Batman issues are in here were done by Kelly Jones, who was a frequent collaborator of Doug Moak. Batman Chronicles #3, the artwork in here was done by Gabriel Hardman. The 3-parter from Detective Comics for 808-810, those 3 issues were drawn by Tommy Costello. I almost forgot this. The Joker's Asylum Killer Croc one-shot, that was written by Mike Ricchetti. I think that's it. Ricchetti, that's his name. There's 3 artists in this issue. You have David Yarden, Cliff Richards, and Rodney Ramos. Yes. Now, as for the Villains of Wonder, which is the last issue in this book, that was written by Tim Seeley. Yes, as the guy behind books like Grayson, Hack Slash, and the current writer of Nightwing. The artwork was done by Francis Portela. But here's something interesting, though. The cover in this book, too, Patrick Gleason did this cover. Yes. Now, pretty much, yeah, Killer Croc during the Bronze Age, prior to Crisis on Infinite Earths, he was a guy who was a gangster who just happened to look the way he is. And he actually killed his boss, yes. And the first 3 issues is kind of like a 3-parter that kind of explains that. It doesn't explain his origin story. Oh, Batmobile. Yeah. I gotta bring it up, yeah, because Batman shows up a lot in here. Oh, and the Robin at this point was still Dick Grayson. Despite the fact Jason Todd did make it first appearance the same issue Killer Croc did. Here's a bit better look at Killer Croc. Yeah, that's what he looked like. But yeah, that was simply the first 3 issues. Despite the fact that the story was concluded in Detective Comics 526, but that's not in here. 71 is just a standalone issue that features Killer Croc, and he looks a lot different. It's like he lost a lot of his scales. Yeah, it's how the artist draws him. Yeah, where he's lost a lot of his scales. He's much more smoother than he normally is, but that's how the artist draws him. Yeah. Now Jim Aparo draws him. Actually, this cover is not done by Jim Aparo, is it? Don't think so. No, the cover is done by somebody else. Jim Aparo's interpretation of... Now, I should also note the 489 came... It's one of those preludes to... It's part of that prelude storyline that came out before Nightfall. But if you wonder what Killer Croc actually looks like, drawn by the late Jim Aparo, he looks like this. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the guy's name correctly, but I prefer to call him Jim Aparo. Yeah, that's how Jim Aparo draws him. Yeah. And a lot of stuff for this 489 is just stuff that helps sets up Nightfall. I think I skipped. Here we go. Now, this one is done by Jim Ballant. Yes, this is how Jim Ballant draws Killer Croc. Yep. Now, this one is set during Nightfall. Yes, this Detective Comics issue is set during Nightfall, just in case you wonder about that. Yeah, and here's something interesting, though. Killer Croc fought Bane before Batman fought Bane. Yeah. Those of you who are curious, like, who did Bane fight first when he came to Gotham? He beat up Killer Croc. Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah. Mike Gostovich. This is how he draws Killer Croc. It's a nice looking depiction of him. Now, what about Kelly Jones? Yes. What about Kelly Jones and his fetish for giving Batman long frickin' ears? Yeah. This is Killer Croc drawn by Kelly Jones. Yeah, that's what the guy looks like when he's drawn by him. Oh, I should also mention, some of you, in case you're curious though, why later on sometimes he would have like a long snout. In the Batman Chronicles issue, it actually explains that. It's actually a virus that he got. That's the reason why he was mutating like that. Let's see here. Now this is Tom Costello. This is how he draws. Of course, the appearance by Hush and Riller in here. But let's see what's good. Yeah, this is what the artist draws Killer Croc to look like. Yeah, this is Killer Croc. He usually has like a smooth. He doesn't have a snout. Yeah, that is actually explained to be a virus. Yes, explain Batman Chronicle. But that's how the artist draws him. Now the artists who draw him in the Killer Croc one shot, I think yeah, this is from Batman Chronicles. Let's see, who's the artist for this one? I think I skipped that one. Let's see, 209. Let's see here. Kelly Jones, in case some of you were wondering, what was his most recent work? It was, here we go. This is how he's drawn by Gabriel Gecko. That is how he draws him. Yep. Now, for the last couple people who drew him, this is how he looks drawn by David Yarden and Cliff Richards. Yeah, that's what the guy looks like drawn by him. And finally, how does he look drawn by the artist who does the Killer Croc one shot? Let's see here. Here we go. Francis Porta. This is how he draws Killer Croc. It's actually a good depiction of him. Okay? But all the stories in here are really good. It's interesting though they threw in, I mean, I kind of was expecting, now this one, some people did not expect that Killer Croc might get one, the people who appeared in the Arkham games. That's the whole point of these Batman Arkham one-shots. It's to focus on these trades. It's to focus on characters who appeared in the Batman Arkham games. I mean, as of right now, there's been one for Riddler, Two-Face, and Scarecrow. This is the fourth one. Now, there is a Poison Ivy coming out soon, and I'm hoping to find that one soon. But all the issues in here are really good. Nothing wrong with them. They're all written by great writers. And they're all Batman books. No one... There's only like 2 one-shots in here, but everything else is like part of another series. I get, like, all the stories in here are really good, so I get this book a 9 out of 10. The one for Joker's Asylum, it's kind of gory a bit. I only show that one panel, but he kills people in that one. Yeah, but in his early appearances, he actually used guns. So maybe Jerry Conway still has sort of a punish fetish to him. I don't know, but that's just my personal opinion. I have no idea what he was up to at the time when he created Killer Croc. Next up, Star Wars, Vader Down, collecting. Star Wars, Vader Down, number 1. Star Wars, Volume 2, number 13 to 14. I say Volume 2 because they haven't published in 70s. Excuse me. And Darth Vader, 13-15. Written by Jason Aaron, Karen Gillian. Jason Aaron does the Vader Down one-shot and the Star Wars issues. Karen Gillian writes just Darth Vader. Mike Deodato, he draws the Vader issues and Vader Down. And Salvador Lubitsch does the Star Wars issues. Now, let's see, do they have covers? No, they don't list who the cover artist is in here. I don't know why. They just really don't. But this crossover is awesome. You gotta love this cover. It's very movie poster-esque. That's one thing you gotta love about the Star Wars books. They're very heavily inspired by classic style movie posters. Yep. Some people can't think though, why can't movie posters look this awesome? Yeah, why can't it? Why can't it? Because studios are lazy when it comes to making movie posters. Some are good, some are really bad. And yet the movies are varies. There's also one here in the back too. Yeah, that's also very classic movie poster-esque. Yeah. What's the story for Vader Down? Vader goes after Luke. Now, of course, this is set between New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. And they go to this planet, which I've never heard of before prior to reading this story the first time I read it. And all the characters here, and heck, one of the best things about this crossover is that the regular characters of the Star Wars book meets Vader's supporting cast, which is the Dr. Aphra, Black 3PO, and the evil R2D2. The one thing they have never explained about Aphra, maybe they'll explain this in the final issue when it comes out. What's the source of this tattoo? I mean, I know she's supposed to be a rogue archaeologist, but as far as I know, they have never explained the purpose of that tattoo at all. It just covers one arm, but who knows how much of it covers of her. But the thing is, she's always seen wearing that, and she loses a ship that she had at this when she first showed up in the start of the Vader series. Now, I do know the Vader series is ending with issue 25, but Star Wars is still going, and so is Poe Dameron. But it's been a little while since. It's almost been almost a complete month since the last issue of Poe Dameron came out. But yeah, all the issues in here are awesome. I don't want to spoil anything. It's very well serialized, like a proper crossover should be, and it's just pure awesomeness. I highly recommend getting this, but read this book after you read the first two regular trades for Star Wars and Vader, then read to this. That's so you know who these characters are, because they're new characters, and you get pretty much caught up right away. Okay, so before you get this trade, get 4 of the trades. So I know that there's going to be hardcovers coming out for both Vader and Star Wars, where they both collect 12 issues apiece. So if you want to get those, fine. But I also recommend the paperback versions as well. So when you get to this particular trade, I mean, if you want to get those 2 hardcover trades that collect the first 12 issues each for both series, get those 2 trades, then read this, because they lead into this. This is one awesome crossover, and I highly recommend getting this trade. I get this book 9.5 out of 10. It is just awesomeness at its finest. Good job, Jason Aaron Gillian. You did a great job with this crossover. Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode 284 and Doubleshot 215. Okay? Till then, see you there. Bye.